Husband's affair partner's perspective, I helped my husband transition. Now he is calling me slurs and is filing for divorce. My girlfriend and I are poly, and we met Paula almost a year ago. At the time she had just started working again, was just coming off of her probationary period, and was still shackled to her spouse, a joyless cis female. The three of us proceeded carefully and discreetly with our courtship, because for the first months Paula was still wholly dependent on her spouse's insurance to cover prescriptions and procedures, but once Paula was secure and recovered from surgery, as well as cleared to work full-time, we started seriously considering our futures together. Paula ultimately agreed that the honest thing to do would be to divorce her spouse, so with the help of some of Paula's friends, my girlfriend and I broke the news to her spouse, served her with papers, packed up her things in the nicest suitcases she had, and moved the spouse out and moved into Palace's house ourselves. Sadly, Paula's spouse refused to agree to our terms, refused to even sign the papers I hand-delivered to her. I am grateful we had so many people with us when she came to our house, because I fear she would have turned violent without them. She hired a lawyer to fight the divorce, a no-fault divorce at that, and demanded Paula buy her own house if she wants us to move in. Paula's spouse refused to budge, refused to settle, refused to negotiate, barely restrained her contempt in talking to us, and I'm sure it was no coincidence that whenever her lawyer dead-named Paula, she very begrudgingly corrected him, as if to claim she was some woke princess of power rather than the frigid soul who had hired the troglodyte to begin with. Her virtue signaling didn't end there either. As the months wore on she held every mortgage payment she made above us, as though it were some kind of moral victory or virtue signaling rather than her paying for the house she supposedly wanted us to buy from her so desperately. Paula did not handle the stress well. I suspect that this is what her spouse had intended all along. On Friday, May 1st, Paula passed by us aside. Before she was even scarcely cold, her spouse had swooped in, claimed it, and had her cremated. A week later, she snuck to our house and taped a notice to quit to our door claiming that she was suddenly our landlord now and that we owed her rent. My girlfriend and I find ourselves in a terrifying limbo. Paula truly despised her hateful spouse and absolutely intended to divorce her, but nothing was ever finalized because her spouse dragged her feet. Paula clearly intended to change her will to provide for my girlfriend and me, but never lived to do it. When we did get evicted by Paula's hateful spouse, I could not control my anger further. I lunged at her, and I wailed on her. Something that I think she deserves in my opinion for all the years of misery she put Paula through. I was arrested and taken to jail, but, thankfully my girlfriend bailed me out. We are now on the brink of homelessness but don't know what to do.